T-Man 978 Chill Review. Hello everyone. Right now I'm reviewing Wave 3 of the Dragon Ball Dragon Stars figures. Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Future Super Saiyan Trunks, and Hit. And this has been a line that I've been interested in, but I couldn't pull the trigger because I was like looking at them in the packaging. And I'm like, they look cool, but something is a little bit wonky with them. And I'm happy that I have a friend that has every freaking toy, so he lent me these to review. They were a surprise at the bottom of the Marvel Legends that he lent me. And I can tell you that as far as the feel of the figures, they are solid, thick, good plastic. They don't feel terribly cheap or anything. In fact, they might be a little bit more solid than Marvel Legends. They have more points of articulation than Marvel Legends. They are also meticulously and expertly painted. But something about them, especially this guy, it just feels like kids' toy. It's like they were trying to aim with this line towards kids and adults, but something about it just feels kids' toys. I guess you can argue that that's the same case with Marvel Legends. But let's go into Super Saiyan God Blue Goku right here first. Now, like I said, they have all the points of articulation and beyond that you would want. But the way they're molded, it just interferes with that articulation. And here's something I believe maybe even the SH Figuarts has to deal with too. When you bend this knee, you get that, and it breaks up the sculpt horribly. The knee is technically double jointed, so you bend there and bend there. But to be honest with you, I've played with this, what is it called? Shoku? I think it's called Shuda. I can't remember. That little figure, it only was single jointed, and it could get this same bend right there, so they didn't even need to make this double jointed, to be honest. But the details are nice. Like I said, the details in these shoes, awesome. But maybe it's because of the cartoon, he loses detail everywhere else besides the hair. But that is cartoon accurate. But let's get into this articulation. The foot is actually on a ball post, so this can swivel around right there. It's not a ball, it's just a disc, but the peg hole is right in the center of his foot, which is not good because it's hard to get him to kick forward and back. So he has all that articulation, but it's very difficult to use. I mean, if you work with it, you can get him to have a good ankle pivot, which is nice, so I can't argue with that. You saw the knees. He actually has drop down hips. I was shocked to see that, and a separate thigh swivel, but like I said, the way the thing is sculpted, it bumps and rubs. The waist is on like a ball, but there's like barely, if any, ab crunch or tilt right there. If you keep messing with it, you'll wind up snapping in half, and you have to plug it back together. This belt is a separate piece, so if you snap them in half, you can take that belt off if you want. The shoulders are on like a ball post, so they can, if I'm not mistaken, but there's barely any range in that right there. All of them have the same articulation basically, but there's barely any range in it. His bicep rotation, the double jointed elbows are excellent. It has the same type of double ball post in the wrist, so the wrist can do whatever you need. And the neck can actually rotate. It can turn. But I think it's no ball. Yeah, it is a little ball at the bottom. So, but that's all the range you get. And the head, the way the head is sculpted, there's no getting him to look up. Like, you could force the head off the ball joint a little bit, but he's always like constantly looking down. So that's why they painted the eyes on the top, because it's like he's looking down at you, like he's about to fly and punch into you. Now, Kevin just gave me just these figures. He didn't give me the accessories or the packaging or anything. He came with some open palm hands, like the Kamehameha summoning hands. So you could just imagine with me what that would look like. But let's get into Creature Trunks, who comes with 2 sword holding hands, and he comes with a sword as an accessory. Like I said, same articulation, even that right there. He's nicely painted, nothing sloppy looking. I commend them for that. But he suffers from the same problem as Goku as far as the feet. They don't kick back that much, don't kick forward that much, but you can try to work with it. But this ball has to be at the right place, and then you can get some ankle pivot, so that's good. I think his knee bend looks even worse than Goku, but that's my opinion. Same drop down hips. This rocks. You can see the belt a little bit. You can't see the belt. See the belt? Can't see it. But it barely works for articulation. Same problem with the head. The neck rotates, but he can't really look up. And this sword does not come out of the sheath. It's just specifically to stay in that sheath. So that's a design choice. You take it off, it looks like that. So yeah, I mean, as far as these two, for kids, these will be excellent. If I was a little kid and I had these, I can imagine these being awesome to me. I would probably pop their heads off trying to pose them and whatnot, and pop their waist. But these are spectacular for kids. Now, Hit is he's better than them to me. He just looks better. The way his legs are molded looks better. His articulation in his foot works better. You can come back, you can come forward more, because instead of the peg being in the center of the foot, it's actually towards the front. So this is always pointing forward, and that really works out. And this right here, this moves out of the way for the articulation. Whoever thought of that is a genius. So you don't have any trouble getting him into poses like he's about to kick somebody, or he's kicking forward. All that gets out of the way. This is how his knee bends even deeper than theirs. Now, I did pop his waist, and that's how I found out that they can go back together, because I was trying to force an ab crunch. I mean, he does go back, and just to let you see, because I did it again, that's what it looks like. And you can pull this off if you wanted to, but it just snaps right back on. You have to make sure you put the belt on too. Well, there you go. So even though it has the ball joint, it mostly works for rotation. Yeah, one thing that I dislike about their molding, and Goku's is covered up, Trunks isn't. Like when you see proto images of Marvel Legends, they have these pegs on the shoulders, but when the figures come all the way up, they don't have that. So, and as you can see, these shoulder joints are probably reused, because you notice that right here, the peg is more out, but then you rotate that, the peg is more out, so it's almost like they're the same joint on both sides. But his details are nice, I believe, and that's how far he crunches in right there on his double joint elbows. But his head is a little bit more restricted than theirs, but he can actually look down a bit and look straight. I mean, if you force it, you can come over that collar, so he is capable of looking up more than them. But his head looks like something I don't want to mention on my channel, but there you are. So, out of these three, if I were to buy any of them, I would be satisfied with Hit. And Hit comes with some 2 open palm hands, which I don't have to show you, unfortunately. But yeah, these two, the head just being down all the time, I don't like that. And I don't like the foot articulation. So to be satisfied, I think I would go with the SH Figure Arts as far as Goku. But if I wanted something from Dragon Ball to just mess around with, this one you can't go too wrong with. He just doesn't have an ab crunch, but everything else works marvelously. And I like his colors, and I just like everything about this figure. These two, you could just take them or leave them to me. But anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you once again, Kevin. Until next time, T-Man978, out of here. Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click